Hey everybody, Sean here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in the Alien DLC for Dead by Daylight, going for the Adept Xenomorph achievement. This is going to be done from the killer side. It is to get a merciless killer rating as the Xenomorph, only using its unique perks. So you're obviously going to need the Xenomorph for this, so make sure you grab it from the DLC pack or from the in-game store. You're also going to need to get it up to level 10 to open up 3 free perk slots. The perks you want to run and only run are going to be Ultimate Weapon, Rapid Brutality, and then finally, you are going to want Alien Instinct. Leave the fourth empty if you have that available to you, and you can do whatever you want for add-ons or offerings. Make sure you get into the game, and then it's time to go for the Merciless Killer rating. So the Merciless Killer rating is going to be to get 4 sacrifices. Thankfully, the Xenomorph is going to be pretty easy to learn how to play. Xenomorph's gameplay is mostly going to revolve around the meter that's going to be in the bottom left. It's going to fill up on its own over time, and as soon as it does, you're going to enter crawling mode. Once you are in crawling mode, your killer height is going to be reduced. You also have a smaller tear radius, but most importantly, you're going to get access to the secondary attack in the form of the tail attack. You're going to fire it off using left trigger. It's going to have a really good range on it. It's going to be a straight firing shot that can also reach over downed pallets as well as low pieces of environment, so do feel free to take advantage of this very useful attack. Do be a little careful whenever using it though. As soon as you wind up to throw the attack, you are going to be committed to firing it off, so make sure you pick your shots carefully. That being said, it is going to have a pretty quick wind up and cooldown, so you aren't going to be losing too much if you do end up missing. That being said, you definitely want to not forget that you also have your regular attack to use. This is going to be especially true since we are running the perk Rapid Brutality. This perk is going to disable your ability to get Bloodlust. However, the trade-off is if you happen to land a normal attack, you should get Haste for a few seconds, which is going to be a more than fair trade-off. So if you run into a healthy survivor, make sure you use your regular attack to injure them. This should also give you a little speed boost. Use that to pressure them into a loop where you can use your tail attack to punish accordingly. That should lead to a lot of quick downs, allowing you to get to a bunch of quick hooks. After you hook the survivor, I am going to recommend you take advantage of Xenomorph's second useful perk, which is going to activate whenever you look into a locker. It's going to cause whoever is going to be within your terror radius to scream, which is going to give you a nice jump on your next move, as you should get a fix on where any of the nearby survivors are going to be, and then of course you can punish accordingly. And this is going to be super useful, especially if you have people who are going to be camping around trying to get the quick hook rescue. Now, just like other perks that are going to be very useful but require you to often search empty lockers, you are going to need to remind yourself that you have this perk in order for it to be super useful. So make sure you do take the time and then open up any nearby lockers, especially if you have some downtime. So, if you haven't figured it out by now, the basic strategy to do well whenever playing as Xenomorph is to stay in crawler mode as long as you can. You should stay in the mode in perpetuity as soon as you have it. You are only going to exit it whenever picking up a survivor, or whenever coming across the survivor's counter to the crawler mode, which is going to be the flamethrower turrets. The survivors can place these around the map, and what they're going to do basically is they're going to drain you out of crawler mode, so make sure you try to avoid these if you do notice them around. That being said, it shouldn't take you too long to refill your meter, so it's not going to be too big of a setback if you do end up losing your crawler mode. And again, you are going to have the very useful perk of getting haste after your regular attack to fall back on, so make sure you do take advantage of that. As for your third and final perk, this one's going to be super useful, especially in the late game. The way it's going to work is it's going to help you sniff out far away survivors. Whenever you hook a survivor, you're going to get the location of the survivor who's going to be the most injured who isn't hooked. So this is going to also help you progress to the next step after hooking someone, and it should give you a clear direction on where to go next and then punish that survivor accordingly. So as you can see, the main benefit to this perk loadout is going to be your ability to transition between survivor engagements super quickly. Ultimate Weapon is going to be great for locating any nearby survivors. Just remember that you need to open up those lockers. And then finally, Alien Instinct is going to be great for sniffing out those far away survivors. This is going to be especially true if you are down to the last survivor. That way, after you hook the second to last survivor, you can get a jump on the last one before they can make a move to the hatch. So do make sure you try to keep everyone injured in the game at all times. That way you can always sniff out your next victim using the Alien Instinct perk. So just make sure you practice the aim on the tail attack, and then the perk loadout should carry you the rest of the way, all the way to a quad sacrifice, hopefully. Once you do finally manage to pull it off, you should be good for the Merciless Killer rating once you hit the results screen, and then right after that, you should be good for the Adept achievement. So there it is. This one's going to be 420 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.